Keyway. Can you go fill this up for me? Thank you. All right. So, good morning, everyone. Checking in live this morning. Hope everyone is doing well. Just want to say first and foremost, hope everyone's family is healthy, staying safe. First thing I wanted to start off with, so wrestling is a close-knit community, and we are all currently being affected by this. The wrestling community lost a good one. One of my mentors and good friends in the officiating community, Big Al Williams from Illinois, he passed away yesterday. So just wanted to give an RIP out to his wife and send our condolences out to his family. Anyone out there who knew Big Al knows that he was an amazing man who always took the time out to show everyone that he came across, that he cared about them as a person. And so today, in the middle of the week, as we're all trying to get through, I guess for some of us about week 3, for some of us, more or less, as we're all trying to get through these tough weeks, just look around to the people that you care about today. Let them know that you love them, because it's a good day to do that. So starting off today's lesson, this is lesson number 5. We are going over what I consider some scrambling rules. We're talking about what a scramble is, and kind of why some of these rules are important. It's not that, and the major thing when we talk about rules when it comes to wrestling, or that you have to know the rules before you can break the rules. All right, so today we're going to do a little warm up. As always, we'll review our 7 basic skills as we do our stance in motion, to start practice. And then we will just review the core drills very quickly, the 6 positions to start, and then we'll review the part 2 core drills, which were our head redirects and our shoulder passes from Monday. And then we'll get into these scrambling rules. This is a lesson that I normally teach that requires a lot of back and forth between myself and the students. So if you're on the webinar on Zoom, looks like there's a couple of you guys here. If you're on here, you can please questions, send them to the chat. If you're on Facebook, I should be able to keep up with you if you send any comments into the Facebook page. I've got all of my devices here ready to go. I've got my notebook ready to go. And so we'll get started here in a second. The one thing I want to mention is, remember guys, if you're watching this live today, first thing in the morning, it's 9:30 in the morning, before you get your day started, just remember to get your mindset ready for practice, get your mind open and ready to learn. So come with a positive mindset. We've got to be ready and able to learn today, be accepting of some of the knowledge here. And wherever you're listening from, just know that this is one take on this. You've all got really, really good coaches back at home, and people that care about you and know your style. And so just like any good clinic or lesson or practice, you should be looking at how these things kind of fit into what you do as an athlete and a wrestler. If something that you're doing isn't quite working and this looks similar, then maybe see if this might work for you a little bit differently. But for the most part, what you want to do is look at what you like, take everything that you can use, and then the things that you're not quite sure about, either take them back to someone that you know and care about, and that'll give you the advice that you need on it, or just try it out, see if you like it. So we're going to get started here. Hope your shoes are tied. I hope you've got your wrestling notebook ready to go. Be ready to take some notes, and let's get going. So as always, let's get started with some jumping jacks, get our bodies warmed up. All right, got to get our muscles loose, ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do a little bit of gymnastics here. We're going to do some forward rolls, back rolls. We're going to do 2 across the circle each. Forward rolls. Backward rolls. Cartwheels. So right-handed, left-handed. Left shoulder roll. Right shoulder roll. As my buddy Willie Weber would say, head bump. Head bump. Good. Get some push-ups in. 10. Get your arms warmed up. Down, 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 down. Halfway there. Down, 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 down. 10. Good. Get some some sit-ups. Try and make sure you're coming all the way up. Get this full range of motion. You want to do it added. Make it harder. Make some 2 cases. So we go up, 1, up, up. Good. Up, 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 up. 7. Up. 2 more. Up. Last 1. Up. And good. Up on your neck. Remember, we want to stretch everything out from our eyeballs to our toenails. Make sure we get our neck stretched out here. Back of your head. To your chin. Left ear. Right ear. Now, remember, we got to get our back and stuff warmed up. So, put your head on the mat. Find a place on the wall. Start walking your feet around. Turn your hips over. Keep your head right where it is. Walk your feet around. Turn your hips over. Go 2 times in one direction. Good. Back the other way. Good. Let's stretch out our ribs. This is an important one for me. All right. I like to make sure that my ribs are nice and loose. I've broken them before. It is not a laughing matter. Not only because you can't laugh, but it hurts a ton. So make sure you stretch out your ribs. You don't want any injuries here. Especially if you're working with a partner today, or whenever you're watching this lesson, stretch down to your toes. If you're working with a partner, always make sure that the small muscle groups that hurt a lot are nice and stretched out. So that's going to be your necks, your groin, your ribs. All right, make sure all those things are stretched out. Because we're doing scrambling stuff today, we want to make sure our hips are nice and warmed up. All right, so get your feet nice and wide. We're gonna go hips out and push. Try and push your hips as far away. Look backwards. Good. Down to the right side. Keep your leg completely straight. Down, try and touch the mat. Good. Down this way to the other side. Try and touch the mat. And down center. Now we're going to go deep squat. Try and get your hip flexors nice and loose. Back up. Try and squat down nice and deep, wide stance. Now we're going to bring our feet together. Get a nice deep squat down here. Good. Now put your hands together and push your knees open from here. Keep your feet where they are. Try and stretch out everything between our hips and our knees. It's going to be important for today's lesson. All right, so good. Here, 1 second. I use your phone as a timer. So, about to get started here with some stance in motion. Grab the stopwatch. There we go. So, good. So, we're going to do some stance in motion here. We got to remember our 7 basic skills of standing wrestling. All right, stance, motion, level change, penetration, body arch, lift, and back step. So, we're going to go 30 seconds on this first one in your stance and go. All right, we're just going to work on these first 3 skills. Stance, good wrestling position. So remember, butt down, head up, back straight, elbows in. All right, this is going to be my good wrestling position. All right, 15 seconds left. First 3 basic skills, stance, motion, level change. All right, so remember, we're moving. Our back hand checks our level, checks our distance. Home hand, your lead leg hand stays home. And break, 30 seconds. All right, so shake out your arms, shake out your legs. We're getting ready for another one. We're going to move on to 45 seconds. All right, so remember, lead leg hand stays home. Back hand does the check. Go in your stance. Good. Nice and low. All right, never crossing your feet when you move. All right, use a gallop step. You can come forward. You can go backward. Never cross your feet. Check your level. Check your level. Let's add number 4 in here, penetration. So good step, big deep step. Hips come forward. Right here, stance motion. Level change, penetrate. Big step. Hips come forward. Stance, motion, level change, penetrate. Hips come forward. Stance, motion, couple seconds left here. Penetrate, hips come forward. And break. That was 45. We got one with a minute, all right? Third period, you must be able to stay in your stance. Talking freestyle and Greco. You must be able to stay in your stance for that whole second half. All right, so getting ready. 1 minute. Let's put together these skills. All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Good. In your stance. Moving our feet. Check your level. Check your level. Check your distance. All right, this is my back hand. Got my lead leg hand. I'm a lefty lead. That hand stays down. Right leg lead, right hand stays down. All right, check my level, check my distance. There's my shots. Penetrate, hips come forward. Head up, back straight. Penetrate, hips come forward. Good, stay in your stance, you're moving. Remember, we're getting our bodies warmed up. We're thinking about wrestling. We're visualizing our opponent in front of us, whoever that may be. Whether it's the kid that beat you in the leagues last year, whether it was the guy that you beat in the state finals, you need to beat him again. All right, whether it's the guy you lost to in the state finals. All right, got to remember why we're doing this. Got to stay focused, right? Every day, you must get just a little bit better. That's it, that's all we're asking. We're not asking for big, giant gains. Just today, just in this second right here, get a little bit better, all right? Good, we got 5 more seconds left in this stance in motion. Moving our feet, checking our level, penetrating, Keeping our hips forward. Time. Good, guys. Good job. All right, keeping this up. Let's make sure. Let's review our core drills. Review our advanced cores a little bit. So, got my buddy Keyway back today. All right, he's here helping me out. I appreciate him, especially during times like these. You know, people that are staying safe. You got to make sure that your social distance circle is what it is. So, got my buddy Keyway here helping me out. So, talking about these core drills. Remember what we're doing, guys. We're talking about offense and defense from head outside shots and head inside shots. All right, offensive and defensive. So we've got our stinky palm finish, which is going to be our high crotch, right? We take our head outside shot. I'm not on both my knees, the front of my shoulders or the front of his hip. All right, my elbows are in. I don't break my hands until I get his foot off the mat. And then as I break and finish, I reach deep right here, splitting his legs. And then as we start talking scrambling rules, all right, this is one of them. I'm going to create a low leg, grab that low leg, and elevate it, all right? So that's our stinky palm from 2 lessons ago. Our stinky shoulder finish is going to be our head inside shot. So imagine I'm going right hand, right leg sweep for your right knee leads. I'm going sweep and a swisher step. I'm elevating off the mat, split my hands, and finish. Stinky shoulder, second core drill. Keyway's taking shots on me now. Head outside. We're working on our scrunch, so remember we check our wallet. Check his arm, his elbow here. And as we sprawl, our leg goes straight as a board. All right, point my toes straight as a board. I'm coming and circling. I want to get perpendicular. I want to look from left to right across Keyway's back. All right, I'm looking to come under the chin and right above the right above the elbow. And I put all of his weight where his shoulder once was. Head stays up, hip stays in. There goes my scrunch drill. All right, Keyway takes head inside. All right, we're going sprawl wizard. Remember, first thing about shot defense, head goes down and away. All right, when I sprawl, my leg goes straight as a board. Right here, I'm putting my knuckle into his armpit. And as I circle the square up, I'm pulling this lock up. And once we get to the top here, I turn my hips over his head. Boom. When my hips go over, this lock breaks. Scoring my takedown, all right? So, first 4 core drills. Stinky palm, stinky shoulder, sprawl wizard, scrunch. Got our front headlock. We can get here a million ways, but we've got shoulder position for our front headlock. Remember, front of the shoulder, right where his shirt starts, so that we can put pressure in, off of our knees. We're going to create the 3-legged table, break him down there, go over the arm, beat the position, all right? And the last core drill, our cat drag. If these are unfamiliar to you, I suggest you go back to Friday's lesson and watch these, all right? This core drill, he's got me in a front headlock. I'm looking for the chin hand. I'm not on both my knees. 2 hands to 1 hand, extend. 2 hands to 1 hand, extend. I do my knee exchange and my drag. Knee exchange and drag. Looking for shoulder position, either stinky shoulder, front of my shoulder, front of his, it's right below his tailbone, or I'll be looking front side, finishing bars and bar across the front, all right? Then, on Monday, we talked about these core drills being advanced a little bit. So, Keyway starts taking shots on me, right here. The one thing we want to do is I'm going to reach and grab his face by accident, all right? Head redirect, all right? Very important skill here. Head redirect. So anytime this guy takes a good shot, he beats my levels of defense. Hands, head, forearm, get straight to my hips, all right? And I'm trying not to go to bag and trick scat. I'm going to reach and head redirect. Go right into my defense, all right? Now, imagine he takes head inside shot. I head redirect. Anything outside where he can cut the corner, I'm gonna hit my shoulder pads, all right? So my body comes to the outside, his head's going down and away. Now I'm looking for shoulder position. All right, guys, this skill right here is going to be very important. My feet don't move, my butt goes down, my head stays up. All right, this is going to be very important because this is where I'm going to be lifting from, especially as we start talking about scrambles here. All right, so those two things, vitally, vitally important. All right, so make sure that we want to remember those. Then we talk about getting in here where our position gets broken a little bit. When our head's on the outside, we've got to be knee pounding in. All right, so I push with my head to the side. That allows me to keep my head and hips up. All right, and I'm trying to knee pound back to good position. All right, so that was one of the other advanced core drills. And then the other one was basically, it's call this a cat recovery, all right? Because how many times do you see your cat stretch its paws out? All right, and so right here, the position is, imagine my hands are locked on the leg, all right? My hands are locked on the leg. I shot a right-handed shot, all right? My right hand's on the outside of the leg, okay? My inside hand, this elbow must come under my chin, all right? So I'm down here, keep my sprawl, arms are extended. I bring my arm under my chin. Never on both knees, all right? And so I've got two options to either pull, cut the corner, basically do a hip hinge, cut the corner, knee exchange, or I'm going to elevate from here. I'm going to elevate this low leg that I just created, backstroke, here, hook, score, all right? So that's how we recovered from bad position as part of our core drills last time. Now, talking about scrambling rules, all right? This is going to be, what's your passcode? Just tell me. 4-6? Okay. So we're going to talk about scrambling rules. And the first things that we're going to talk about when it comes to these scrambling rules, all right, first couple of rules. And so I told you I normally teach this lesson with a lot of student interaction. So this is going to be the first time, obviously, I'm teaching it virtually. So I'm going to break you off with the rules. Then we're going to go over the position. If you're at home watching, this is the perfect time to get a little bit extra stretching in. Make sure that your notebook's ready. You and your partners, as I talk through these, feel free to start grabbing each other and rolling around, but pay attention to my voice. So first thing we're going to talk about is high head wins the scramble. You want your inside hip down, your outside hip up. You want to look for shoulder position and then create a low leg and elevate. All right? So here, let's try this time. I'm going to move this up so that let's see if when I write my stuff on this board, you guys can see it better and keep track of it better. So, scrambling rules. So, rule number 1, high head. High head wins scramble. Now, when I say high head, the obvious part here is that our head must be higher than our butt. All right? So, second rule that we're talking about here. Second thing's going to be keep your inside hip down, inside hip down, outside hip up. So the reason you can't say left and right is because these positions are fluid. All right, everything's going to change here. So you got to understand the position. All right, understand the position. So the third thing is we are always looking for shoulder position. Remember, in our very first lesson, when talking about shoulder position. All right? The last one that's the most important here, that's going to actually help you win these scrambles. Create a low leg and elevate. As we all know, that's one of my favorite words, elevate, because I do it anytime I grab a leg. All right? Anytime I grab a leg, I want to make sure that I'm getting it off the ground because that's what's going to put my opponent in bad position. Keep it here real quick. So just remember, we talked about shoulder position. It's important because we've already agreed that the front of my shoulder on the front of his hip with my hands in tight, this is going to be a position where I score a lot of takedowns. That if I can get the front of my shoulder right behind, right below his tailbone, I can get both of my hands to his knees. This is going to be a position where I score a lot of takedowns. If P-Way's on all fours, it's the same thing. Okay? If I can get my shoulder down here, this is going to be a takedown. And if I can get my shoulder to the front of his hip while we're on the mat, it's going to be really easy for me to score here. So, now, in talking about the scrambling rules here. So, I'll slide that back if anyone needs it. People on Zoom, you can just throw up something in the chat, or if you're on Facebook, I've got you live here, so write something in the comments, and I can follow along. So let me know what you guys need. So now, so in talking about these scrambling rules, I use these from a couple of different positions here. All right, so the one thing that I like to do is there are 4 positions to these scrambling drills that help you learn how to scramble, all right? And so what is a scramble? A scramble is all of the action involved in unorthodox technique transitions to good position, all right? So remember, we don't talk about good position, bad position here, all right, not at the bakery. What we want to talk about are good position and unorthodox position, all right? And so scrambling is everything that happens in between your positions, before takedown, after takedown, before near fall, all right? And so you've got to know the rules to break them. And so let's talk about what some of those rules are. So you've got the first 4. Our first position is position 1. All right, basically, so right here, we're just in a basic referee's position. So T-Way and I are both in a basic referee's position. All right, my inside hand, the one that's closest to T-Way, just comes right over top of his ankle, and he's doing the same thing. So we're going to turn 180. T-Way's got my ankle. I've got T-Way's ankle. This is position 1. All right, so position 1 is just one guy over the ankle, the other guy over an ankle. Remember, these positions, they're going to be designed in a way that's a progression. So I'm going to have a good chance of scoring if I can get to position 1 and my opponent doesn't have anything. And the transition is going to be even better. And then as I transition from position 1, now my position 2 is going to be, I go from the inside near ankle to the far ankle. All right, so I've got a far ankle, T-Way's got my far ankle. All right, this is going to be position 2. One thing that's important is, whenever I'm trying to reach across somebody's body, I don't want to go over their hips. I want to stay below their butt. This is going to allow me to control what happens on the other side of this hip. All right, so position 1, inside, position 2, outside. All right, now position 3, you're both going to be in a high crotch. All right, so imagine we're on the mat, we both got a high crotch. All right, I'm in on the leg, so my hands are most likely going to be locked. This is where we're going to want to wrestle from. All right, this is position 3. And now position 4 is, I'm through the leg. Instead of on the inside leg, I'm looking for this far ankle here. All right, this is position 4. So the way that I think of it, and the way that I teach this is that if I can go from position 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, I can score a takedown. All right, so that's the first thing we've got to understand about these 4 positions. and about how these scrambling rules go. So I'm on the outside. I've got my head high, inside hip down, outside hip up. I'm looking for shoulder position, all right? And then I'm grabbing a leg and elevating so I can create a low leg. So if I grab this leg and elevate, right there, I've created a low leg. All right, now I want to attack the low leg. And look, I just transitioned to position 4. Grab a low leg, elevate, score my takedown. All right, so I want to kind of just go over a little bit of what are going to be my go-to actions. All right, because these aren't moves per se. We're not necessarily doing a high crotch to a sweep. We're not doing a sprawl. We're not doing a half, high half roll. We're not doing a move. We're learning about wrestling. All right, this is learning about position. If you internalize these rules into your head, all right, you will stop thinking about wrestling and you will start creating. All right, you must be able to visualize something. You must be able to create it in your mind first before you can create it on the mat. All right, so this is why play wrestling is so important. This is why drilling, along with play wrestling, is some of the most important things you can do as a wrestler. All right, you've got to learn to create action that comes out of nowhere. Everything just can't be spoon-fed to you. So, talking about position 1, what's going to be my initial reaction once I get to something like this? All right, so first things first, inside hip down, outside hip up. I want to pull this foot towards me a little bit. All right, what that's going to do is it starts to create this unnatural angle between Kiwi's knee and his ankle. All right, I'm not trying to yank. I want to pull nice and slow because what I want to happen is I want Kiwi's knee to point up towards the ceiling. If his knee's pointing straight up like this, then he can go in the air. So as I start to pull, I'm going to elevate and pull his heel to my chest. Okay? Grab, leg, elevate. Now, the initial reaction is I'm trying to put everything on the table. Here, if I can get to the table, then I'm going to create shoulder position into position 3. All right? Now, inside hip goes down again, outside hip stays up. That's going to look something like this. I'm going to release the top leg and focus on the bottom leg, elevate, and score. Now, as we transition from, let's say, position 1 to position 2, so you're grabbing your partner, right? All right, normally I would just say, so right here, the way that we teach this in the room is, you start in position 1, I'll say, ready, go! And me and Kiwi will start wrestling, looking to score our takedown. Okay, look, he starts to turn his hip in, I start to elevate, get my shoulder into position, boom, score my takedown. And then what we would do is we would come back on the same side of our bodies. All right, same side of our bodies, and we would start at position 2. All right, position 2. A lot of the time, what I want to do here is I want to get this guy's bar hip to the mat. All right, so one thing that's important is when we're following the rules, we want to make sure that we get our opponent to break the rules. So if my job is to have my inside hip down and my outside hip up, then I want to make sure that my opponent has it the opposite way. So if I can put his outside hip down on the mat, then I want to do that because this is going to put me in way better position. Not only did I put his outside hip down and his inside hip up, but I've got his head below mine, I've got his head below his butt, and I've created a stack knee low leg position. All right, so once again, if we were doing this in practice, we would start with position 2. All right, coach would say, go. Immediately, you should be trying to improve your position. Kiwi's doing a good job. He's getting his head up. All right, he's putting my head down. This is what he should be doing. He's looking to transition, get some shoulder position, get his inside hip down. Good. He went backside, stinky shoulder position, scored the takedown. All right. Remember, we're talking from position 1, where I'm trying to elevate the inside leg. This is how I'm going to create outside hip down, inside hip up on my opponent, which is good for me. I'm going to elevate with the position 2. I'm not necessarily going to elevate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this heel all the way across. And this is why it's important not to reach over his back, to reach below his butt. So when I pull his heel all the way across, I'm going to put his shoelaces right behind his knee. All right? And so this is a little ode to my very first and favorite club wrestling coach, Coach Dale Bonzel from Team Renegade, all right? Our little shoe in the bag finish. So I'm putting his laces right behind his knee, all right? And as I create this low leg position, the outside hip down, all right? I can keep this low leg, I can keep his outside foot behind his knee and start to put him in near fall criteria. All right, we're talking folk style. We're gonna put our shoulder kind of right in shoulder position, and we're gonna keep our butt down and run towards his head. As we're talking freestyle and Greco, here's what we're gonna do as our shoe in the bag finish. All right, we've got it on the table. I'm gonna come under and through, and what this does is this traps everything here, and I can ball him up as Keyway goes to belly out. All right, this is going to allow me to keep this, and now I've got all types of rolls here for my freestyle technique. All right, position 2. Now, position 3 is our high crotch position. All right, you've got to remember we both have this high crotch. These positions 1, 2, 3, 4 aren't just made up. We talked about our core drills. Keyway takes a really good high crotch right here. He beats all my defense. One of the things that we do is called a shoulder pass. We went over it last week and just reviewed it today. My shoulder pass immediately puts me into position 3 of my scramble. All right? Now, when we talk about scoring points and setups and things like that, we'll get to that later in my lessons. But the thing is, if I can get to a point and I know where we are, and my opponent has to think about where we are, I've got an advantage. So immediately, once I can pass this shoulder and get to position 3, I know the rule. I start to elevate, I create a low leg, I attack the low leg, I've scored my takedown. Nice and simple. All right? So these positions aren't arbitrary. All right? These happen all of the time in a wrestling match. All of the time I can go from my front headlock, and as I'm spinning around, I can end up with a position 1. Let's say Keyway hit a switch on me. He hits the switch, right? And as he's going around, I don't have anything, so I go to position 1. As Keyway goes to transition and score, I can go to position 2. Okay? Position 2, I'm going to stay in position 2 until I can transition to position 3, and ultimately to position 4, which is going to allow me to score points. All right? So these situations, this is why this drill is going to be important for you guys as you work through it. Our position 3, remember, so my first natural reaction, especially when you're doing these drills at home with a partner, you say go, you guys wrestle. So I'm going to do an example here. Ready, Keyway, go. Me and Keyway are in here wrestling. All right, he's trying to get his hips up. Okay, remember some of the other rules we have. You can't split our hands until we get a foot off the mat, but it doesn't matter whether it's an inch or a mile. So Keyway can get my head down. Look, my head's below my butt. My foot's off the mat. Now he goes to split his hands. Transitions to position 4. Creates that low leg. Scores his point. All right. So, starting with position 3 again. Ready, coach says go. I'm immediately getting outside hip up, inside hip down, and putting pressure into my opponent. Remember from our first lesson. All right, we should be speaking the same language by now. I'm putting pressure into my opponent. There's 2 types of pressure. There's pushing pressure and there's stop pressure. So right here, Keyway's giving me stop pressure because I'm pushing into him. I'm giving Keyway pushing pressure. This is where we find our angle. So if I'm giving Keyway push pressure, he's stopping me from pushing into him. He's stopping me from pushing into him. This is where my angles come. So now as I elevate, I can circle. My head comes up. His head stays down. Got cradles. Create this low leg, step over. All right, this is going to score my points here. 4th one, position 4. All right, this position is both good, and if you don't understand it, it can get you in a lot of trouble. All right, you are the most likely to score from here, from this position 4, to score a takedown. But you are also, if you don't understand this position, most likely to give up a takedown from here. So this one is on the end of the spectrum of risk and reward. Okay, position 1 is low risk, low reward. Position 4 is on the higher end towards higher risk, higher reward for the takedown. All right. So as we go to position 4, The one thing that's important, we talk about the third rule of scrambling, which is going to be find the shoulder position. All right, so as I'm scrambling here and I try to find shoulder position, because we're both starting here, coach says go. One of the things that happens is I may find shoulder position, but I may lose rule number 2. So as I go to find shoulder position, keyway puts my outside hip on the mat, right here. And this is where you end up in trouble. Because what happens is you're attacking the high leg. All right, the keyway's going to step up. I'm attacking his outside hip, and I want to be attacking his low leg, his inside hip, if you keep his inside hip down. So that's one thing. That's one reason why this position 4 can be a little dangerous. So as you think about this position 4, you want to make sure that your shoulder position stays good, but that your head stays up. All right. If I can keep my head above my opponent's hip, right here, got my ear on his back, right above his butt cheek. All right. As keyway goes to try and create some pressure into me, I can create stop pressure. And what I want to do is I want to pull his heel underneath of him. That's going to collapse his hips. All right. So I'm in here on position 4, as you guys can see. I'm through the legs. All right, and what I want to do is I'm going to try and pull this heel up underneath the keyway. All right, see how that creates no space below his butt? His hips go straight back towards the mat. All right, if his foot's out here, if his hips go back, they go back to a nice tight position. All right, what I want to do is I want to basically remove that post. So when I reach through here, I'm removing that post so that I can then apply all of the weight and pressure that I want and put them square on his butt. All right, so take a 5-second break, grab a drink of water. We're going to come back, add 2 more rules. I'll show you what a couple of these scrambles look like. And then if you're solo, I'm going to show you some things we can do solo to kind of help ourselves get used to these rules, some hip ice drills and things like that. And then I'm going to show you some things we can be doing with our partners as well. All right, so take your 5 seconds, 10 seconds, grab your drink of water. And we're going to see what's going on here. So guys, this is actually perfect time for me to remind you, if you're checking in, it's about 14 of you online right now. I've got 2 comments, Coach Perez and Corey Frederick. Thank you guys for checking in, Coach Perez from Philly. Guys, this is a great time to remind you of our shoe raffle from Lucerne Customs, all right? Allison Lucerne makes some of the craziest customs that we've got in the game right now. And so I'm putting a raffle to have you guys win a pair of shoes. There are 2 pairs being given away. All right, 1 pair coming directly from watching this class right here. All right, what you must do is you must donate, okay? Minimum of $5. You can donate every day, but only once per day. Every $5 or more donation gives you an entry into the raffle. All right, currently there are 8 entries into this raffle. All right, so that means right now got a really good chance. All right, so make sure you're donating there. The other way that we're going to do this is if you're watching these lessons, I will give you a second entry, so you can earn another entry with no monetary donation. You must send me a picture of your wrestling notebook. Okay, it must complete 1 whole page for the week's lessons, and I will give you 1 entry. If you show me more than 1 whole page, all right, as you can see, almost every line is taken up, all right, then I will give you a second entry. This will not count as a page, all right? This will. So 1 page of notes is worth 1 entry for the week. You can get 1 of those per week, up to 2 whole pages of notes, all right? Or you can donate. Every $5 donation, all right, is going to get you an entry. And then the other way is through the charities. If you donate any amount to charity, take a picture of your donation, your parents' donation. Have them send it to me in an email to wrestlinglunchbreak@gmail.com. That will count as an entry as well. All right. So you can donate as many times to charity as you'd like. Send me as many pictures, and that'll be your entries. Currently, there are, I'm not sure how many entries there are for that one. So, all right, getting back to these scrambling rules. All right, so let's talk about what some other rules for our scramble are. All right, so put this back on camera really quick. All right, so we've got our trusty whiteboard here. Hope you guys can see and read that. Slight glare on it. Sorry, guys. I'm writing them down so that you understand what's going to be important when I'm looking at your notes. Okay, so fifth rule about this scrambling: you want to attack ankles and wrists. Attack the ankles and wrists. All right? Because remember, we're not talking about wrestling moves. We're talking about position. The position is, where do I want to be and why do I want to be there? Okay? So we attack ankles and wrists, and then I like to put this last only because it normally comes up last. Rule 0. Rule 0, which goes right at the top. Rule 0 is never be empty-handed. So, our 6 basic rules here. Rule 0, never be empty-handed. In a scramble, I must always hold on to something. All right? Can't just be with my hands in the air, wondering what to do when I'm in the middle of a scramble. All right? Higher head is going to win the scramble. The guy whose head is above his butt and whose head is above his opponent's head are going to win the scramble a lot of the time. Keep your inside hip down and your outside hip up. All right, this is going to help you maintain position as you try and move and score your takedown and score back points. Now, you're always looking for shoulder position. Front of the shoulder, front of the hip, front of the shoulder, stinky shoulder. Even on the mat, we're looking for front side, upper shoulder position, which is going to be the front of my shoulder, right in the center of his sternum. Or we're looking for our back side, upper stinky shoulder, which is the front of our shoulder, right in between the shoulder blades. Rule number 4, create a low leg and elevate. All right? When I elevate the leg, I'm hooking. So whether I hook with my hand, or whether I hook with my leg, which is also called a Turk, all right, I'm going to create a low leg, elevate, and hook. And then our last rule that we're going to talk about today is going to be attack ankles and wrists. All right, and so I want to go over what these positions kind of look like a little bit, what a couple of maybe things you're going to see as you do these, and things that are going to come up as you scramble. And so hopefully this will answer some of the questions that might have come if I was teaching this lesson live. All right, so I'm going to walk you through a couple of these. Please, I see that there's a couple of you on Facebook. I still got a couple people logged in on Zoom. If you have any questions, send them to the chat. If you have any questions on Facebook, I'm watching the comments. Please just let me know what types of things you guys were seeing and so want to understand here. So getting to it. Now, the way that we do that is, so we went through our positions 1 through 4. We went through our positions 1 through 4, and what we would do is then we would switch sides. So we started with, keyway was on my inside here, right? I was on my left side. Now we're going to switch to the right side because we've got to be able to wrestle on both sides. We cannot be half a wrestler, all right? So I'm going to go through a scramble here. I'm going to have keyway wrestling about 75 to 80%. When that happens, that's going to allow me to show you guys some of these natural positions that come as we try and figure it out. So we're going to go, a little bit live here, a little bit of play wrestling, so we can talk through some of these positions. So coach says, go. We're trying to score. All right, look, you guys doing a good job. We're both elevating the legs here. He's getting his head high, keeping my head low. He's putting pressure into me. All right, he's created a low leg. He needs to step over hook. boom, he scores his takedown. All right. We move on to position 2. Remember, we want to grab below the butt. All right. So the first thing I'm going to be trying to do is once coach says go, is I want to put my outside hip up, right? So coach says go, we're in your wrestling. I want to get my outside hip up. What Keyway just did was he tried to create pressure by going around the corner. All right. This is because I don't have any shoulder position. He's trying to find backside shoulder position. So we're wrestling through here. I've got a low leg. I need to elevate it. I've got his head down, my head's up. Now right here, I'm going to look for some shoulder position. Boom. Shoulder position. He might have his foot, but that's fine because I've got the low leg, and I'm going to score this takedown. Low leg, cradle. They pin people, they win matches. All right? Position 3. We're wrestling through here. Coach says, ready, go. Once again, outside foot comes up. All right? Keyway starts to be my position. Remember, we're trying to follow the rules here. But here's where you got to learn how to wrestle. Boom. You keep wrestling. I'm trying to beat the corner. Now, look where we are. I've got my head up. He's got his butt up. This is very good position for me. But if we think back to our takedown rules, what's the thing that happens when you grab a leg? All right? So when you grab a leg, first thing that you need to do is what? All right? Very important. I grab leg. I elevate. This is going to keep me in a way better position than Keyway. All right? Inside hip goes down. Outside hip comes up. And look at this. I've got really good position. I created a low leg. I'm going to grab it, hook it. There's my takedown. All right? So remember, guys, very important stuff here. Whenever, you got to think back to all of the kind of lessons that we went over this week, in the past week and a half. When I grab a leg, you got to. So it's very, very important that we think about these things while we're wrestling. Moving on to position 4, right? We start in position 4, all right? We're both in really good position, but we both have got a chance here to mess this up pretty quickly, all right? So I'm going to just rush through this position and show you guys how this works. Ready, go. Right here, look. I've got his head down. Keep wrestling. All right, got his head down. So you keep wrestling. And I'm trying to keep my head up and my butt up. And I'm trying to find inside knee position right there. Boom. Created that low leg, that's over. Okay? Then we would switch back to our first side again. All right? Start with position 1. Right here. Ready, go. Good takedown, right? He elevated really well. Kept his head high, kept my head low. Kept his hips in good position, inside hip down, outside hip up. Exactly what we're looking for as we do this, all right? Position 2, ready, go. Right here. You got him beat pretty bad here. You got to try and find. Good. He just gave you some good pressure, all right? We're still wrestling here. Created a low leg, didn't I? I've got this low leg, trying to find shoulder position. Keyway's trying to hold on and get his head up high again. Right here. Once I got to my shoulder position, he's toast. Created this low leg, got shoulder position, and I'm actually coming out of this with top leg cradle. All right? Got this low leg cradle that came from here. Right as we came from this position, let's rewind. We ended up in this scramble. I created a low leg. This is a position 4. Look where it came off of. Head inside single. Okay? Our initial reaction on our feet was go straight as a board. We can't do that here. Keyway's taking that option away. He's got my ankle trapped and my knee trapped. So now I go to my scrambling rules. Right here, I can't get to position 1. I can't get to position 2 or 3. Position 4, create a low leg. Look where my shoulder is, up above his hips. I get my shoulder into position. Right here, shoulders on his hip, front of my shoulder to the front of his hip. And now this same low leg that I created, right here, I'm going to elevate it. This is going to put Keyway in danger, right to his back. So, guys, these are kind of how these things manifest as we're working through. I've got to be able to think clearly. Remember, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. All right, when we're working through these wrestling positions, it can get a little frustrating. All right, you can say, Coach, I tried, but he did something else. One of the things you got to remember is when you're out there creating, making, right? Just like any artist, wrestling is an art. All right. The easiest way to create really good art is to use your emotions, right? And so, me personally, I want to create positive emotions and memories so that I can have positive body language when I'm wrestling, so I can think positively at all times. So as I'm looking here, we go to position 3. Me and Keyway are wrestling. Go! We're wrestling for position 3. I want to make sure that I'm trying to keep my head up. All right? We're going to keep wrestling. We're wrestling through here. I've got a leg. I'm elevating. All right? All right, right here. He's doing a good job of putting pressure in. Look, he's starting to elevate. He's breaking my position. His head's getting higher than mine. All right? He's following rule number 1. Good. He's got a leg and he's elevated. It's the low leg. Right? We're right in here. But I still haven't given up this takedown yet. Yeah. I'm trying to get my head back up high. So now look, ready? Oh, here we go. We're wrestling. We're really scrambling now. Go. He comes all the way through. We're back in. All right, now we're wrestling. So if I'm thinking positively, right? If I'm thinking, remember some of the things that I always want to be thinking when I'm wrestling. All right? So these things, these should go in your wrestling notebook. Remember, these are the phrases that I want to be saying. All right? These are the phrases. So, as you're following your rules, whether they're your scrambling rules, all right, the takedown rules that we talked about a couple lessons ago where we're not breaking our hands, looking for shoulder position, things like that, all right? The things that I want to be thinking, said these before, they're important, so they're going up again, all right? What do you want to be doing when you're in a wrestling match? I'm going to write these nice and big. Score the next point. All right? I want to score the next point. I want to make the next best decision. All right? Make the next best decision. Score the next point means that I'm always wrestling. All right? You can't score points if you're not trying. So this is all about effort. All right? You can control this. You can't control if you actually do. You can control if you try. All right? Making the next best decision is about controlling ourselves. All right? This is controlling our effort. This is controlling our mind. All right? Our mind must be positive. We must make the next best decision. All right? So whether the referee called the takedown early or early for you, all right, we've got to make the next best decision. Is the next best decision to flip out and give up and put our head on the mat? Absolutely not. The next best decision is going to be recover position and then score the next point. All right? So we want to score the next point. We want to make the next best decision. And then we go positive in, positive out, which is going to be how we trick our body. So positive in, positive out the thing we want to remember is I can and I will. All right? 2 declarative statements that'll set you on a path to doing what you need to do. All right? You need to understand that there is something you can do. All right? You can score the next point. You can make the next best decision. And then you need to tell yourself, you can do this. And not only that you can, but you will do this. All right? This is the positive message going into your head. All right? And then what is going to come out of that is hopefully going to be positive body language and positive action. Positive body language and positive action. All right? Guys, these are as important as the wrestling skill. All right? The wrestling technique, as important as shoulder position is to being a good wrestler, these things right here will help you just as much, if not more. All right? Understanding that I must be thinking about scoring the next point. All right? Making the next best decision. Positive in, positive out. I can and I will. All right, I'm going to go through one more kind of scrambling set with Keepway, these first 4 positions. That'll wrap up the lesson. And then if there are any questions on Facebook, I haven't seen any come across yet. I haven't seen any questions come across Zoom yet. Then we'll wrap up with something down to David. All right, so we're just going to go through 4 quick takedowns, Keepway and I. All right, and I'll only talk if the position gets hairy. And so these videos are there for review. Come back, check them out, leave me messages. Let me know what you guys think. Ask any questions. All right, so starting with position 1. Ready, coach says go. End up in these weird positions. Ooh, look at that. Got funky. All right, looking to score. Right here, I'd probably just stop because this is getting away from kind of what we're talking about here. But just anytime we get feet off the mat, just remember, I want to put my opponent down before I go down. Here, I stay up before I finish. All right, so transition to position 2. Right here, coach says go. Good takedown. All right, Keepway did a good job of keeping pressure there. All right, I put his head down a couple of times. He recovered back to shoulder position, which is really, really good. All right. Position 3. Coach says go. Now right there. That's for next lesson. Position 4. Next lesson we'll talk about slipping the shoulder and transition into that upper stinky shoulder as we're scrambling. So that'll be in scrambling lesson part 2. All right, position 4. Ready to go. Keeping his top leg up off the mat, not letting him recover here. Keepway's trying to do a good job of fighting and holding on to my leg, getting his hips up, but I'm really forcing his hips back down. He's trying nice and hard. I created this low leg. He's trying to stop me from stepping over. All right, I'm gonna keep elevating it. Keep elevating it. I can put him in danger. Right there, shoulder position. Get into my shoulder position and cradle. Pin. So that's going to be how we scramble there, trying to follow the rules as much as possible. All right, so grab a quick drink. I know I need one. So, last thing I want to talk about, remember the kind of 6 rules we went over today? High head wins the scramble, inside hip down, outside hip up, looking for shoulder position at all times. So front of the shoulder, front of the hip, stinky shoulder, front side shoulder position, and our upper stinky shoulder. Rule number 4, create the low leg, elevate and hook. Very, very important. You'll find that position showing up in wrestling all of the time. The 5th one, attack ankles and wrists. We didn't quite get to that as much today, but that's definitely going to come in the 2nd scrambling lesson, which we'll go over on Friday. All right. Rule number 0, remember, you must be holding on to something in the scramble. There is no scramble technique where my hands are completely free. All right. And then the most important thing is those positive mindset things that we just went over. Understanding that, scoring the next point, making the next best decision, positive in, positive out. I can and I will. Saying those things over and over to yourself will help you really become a better wrestler, better person. And that's really all we're trying to do here. So if there's no questions. Let's see, I got one more comment on Facebook. Let's see if it's a question. It's just a thank you for my buddy, Grayson Woodcock. Give him a shout out in Ohio. Grayson, thanks for checking in, buddy. Looking forward to seeing you after all this is over. So guys, thank you very much. This is going to be the end of the lesson for today. Just remember, we've got our shoe raffle. All right, shoe raffle. Any $5 donation, okay, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, any $5 donation gets you an entry to a custom pair. I'm telling you, you're going to call her up and you're going to design your own shoe. All right, so custom pair of shoes from Lucerne Customs. A couple of ways to enter. Guys, thank you for checking it out. Please, please, please check out Coach Emma Randall today. She is one of my favorite people in wrestling. I think she's awesome, and I hope you guys learn a ton from her today. Have a great day. Thomas, thank you. All right. So have a great day, guys. Don't let it go to waste. Be positive, have fun, learn something new.